you see me looking down at my arms, it's because there were a bunch of ants on my mail, and I think my mailbox is infested. It gets infested like every year, it seems like. So, anyway, hello everybody, welcome back to the vlog. Hope you all enjoyed the last vlog. It seems like some of you did. Starting off with the obvious. Your boy was fired this week. Fired. Can you believe that? Isn't that crazy? 6 years I gave to that company, all to be fired on the spot. I'm going to withhold some of my thoughts on that. But first things first. I live in Kansas, as you all know. My job was in Missouri. So tomorrow, and I'm going to vlog it, we're going to go to the Missouri Department of Labor and talk to the unemployment agent, because I filed for unemployment and it came back with an error, and they locked my account. And so I called them and they said that I need to go into the office and prove I am who I say I am. Basically show my ID and me, obviously, fill out some form or something like that. And so gonna do that. Now, it's no secret, as I said in the last vlog, I was looking for another job anyway. I just would have preferred to have kept this job I was trying to leave and to find another one and then put in my 2 weeks. Instead, my boss, my former boss now, decides to just fire me after me giving 6 years of my life to him in his company. He's not, I don't think he likes me very much, and that's okay, because the feeling's mutual, to be honest with you. I will never set foot back in that building, and I will never buy from his company ever again, nor will I recommend anybody else buy from his company ever again. So you wanna put me in a pickle, that's fine. It's your company, you get to do what you want, but then don't expect me to associate with you further, because I won't. And I'll just leave it at that. So I wish him well, wish his company well. You just gotta cut people off, you know. Once something's done, it's done, you know what I mean? So, and that's that, and that's not me being bitter. So if he sees this video and thinks I'm being bitter or whatever, then that's okay. I have my reservations about him as well, without not really aired to the public, and I won't. So it is what it is. That being said, I do have an interview at Dodge. Yes, Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. I have an interview with them on Thursday, and things are already looking better. So I've been selling stuff all day on eBay, which is great. I streamed this morning with Michael, 9 a.m. or 9:30 a.m. Usually around the time I would clock in, I streamed with Michael, and that was a lot of fun. So it is what it is. $16.25 an hour is not a lot of money, and I didn't get a raise for 3+ years. So that's what I've lost, $16.25 an hour. It is definitely not the end of the world, because I can make more than that these days than I could 5 years ago. So, in fact, $16.25 an hour is a joke compared to what you can make now. There's companies that start at $25 an hour now. So what was I doing wasting my time there? I don't know. You tell me. So, but my eyes are open, for real, compared to how they were just 3 days ago. So, the first time I've been fired over the phone, that was weird. I've never been fired over a phone call. Like, he called me and fired me. He didn't fire me in person, face to face. It was weird. So, all right, I'm here to get gas. I'm going to do just that. And right now we are actually headed to Whole Foods, because I bought a TPM 2.0 module for my aging computer, so I can run Windows 11, and I installed it and it worked. But then Windows 11 now requires you to have 11th gen or later processor, and I have a 7th gen i7. So much for that. So Windows 10 it is. I'm gonna get my money back. Actually, I'm gonna get Amazon credit and go from there. All right. But yeah, as I was saying, I'm just gonna get Amazon credit, because it's only like an $18 part, and I'd rather just have $18 in Amazon gift card credit in like 2 hours after me returning it, which then I'll spend on Xbox gift card for Valorant, because I'll probably buy a skin tonight here in 20 minutes is when the store renews, because I'm obsessed with Valorant, even if I don't play it every day. I'm gonna tell you what I'm really obsessed about is the Final Fantasy Pixel Remaster series. You can get Final Fantasy 1 through 6 for $75, remastered with fresh like pixel art. They redid the whole game from all 6 games from the ground up. And I started and finished Final Fantasy 1 on Saturday. It took me 11 hours or so, but I played the entire day, start to finish. I got from level 1 to level 99 because I just grinded. Some on stream, but mostly off stream. And I'm gonna make a video on that because I actually played a majority of that game on the PlayStation Portal. The PlayStation Portal is excellent for the pixel remaster games. It's perfect. I got like 4 hours out of it too before I had to recharge it. But even then I played, plugged in after that. So well done. I'm very, very happy about that. So, but yeah, I may be unemployed currently, but I am definitely job hunting still. That has not stopped. But I will say, during this period of what I'm calling a forced vacation, I'm going to enjoy some games. So, because I'm still making money on YouTube, still making money through eBay, and if all goes well, I will be making unemployment, every week, which is cool. Those three things, and I have a little bit in savings, that's going to keep me afloat. I should be fine. And if you guys donate during my streams, all that definitely helps. I know some people already have, and I appreciate you guys for that. I really do. So, every little bit helps. I'm going to be fine. Again, I'm not that upset over a $16 an hour position that I was working at, where I was not appreciated and not valued as an employee like I was when I first started there. It was a different company when I started there, and it just, the company was on the rise, and COVID hit, and we exploded, and we were hitting bonuses every month, and then after that, it just, like a cliff, fell. So, it is what it is. And I told, so I stayed friends with most of the former employees that were there. And so I've actually been talking to them about what happened and all that. But yeah, I'm not trying not to talk about it too much in this vlog. It's still fresh in my mind. I mean, this happened, I got fired Sunday night and it's Tuesday. So it's still fresh in my mind, but I guarantee you it won't be very long. So the good thing about me is I move on quickly to the next thing. So, and there's another thing you guys know about me is I chase that dollar. I chase the almighty dollar. I really do. So, some people might see that as negative, but I do not. And that chick is very pretty. She's Asian. I got a thing for Asians. She is gorgeous. But yeah, so I have an interview on Thursday at Dodge. And if all goes well, who knows, I could be selling some Dodges. I've sold cars in the past, my own personal cars. I have never been a car salesman. But if I could sell a TV and I could sell all these other stuff for years, and I used to work at Target and all other stuff and Best Buy. There's one thing me and my brother have always been good at, is selling people stuff. We are good at separating people from their money. I'm not gonna lie. So, I mean, my first time doing cars, but hey, a product's a product at the end of the day. It really is. So, sorry I keep looking over the camera because I'm driving, obviously, so I have to watch where I'm going. But I can look at the camera once in a while. That's why I mounted it right here in front of the steering wheel. Plus, I like the way it looks. When I'm editing the video, it looks great. I think you can see me. You're face to face. It's like you're sitting on my dashboard, which would be weird, but it's essentially what you're doing, just via camera. So, also, have you noticed that I've been using the DJI Osmo Action 5 Pro more than the Pocket 3? I love the Pocket 3, don't get me wrong, but the DJI, it's such a long name. DJI Osmo Action 5 Pro is my favorite action camera of all time. It really is. Plus, the Pocket 3 is not really an action camera. It's a camera with Well, it's a long camera with a really nice sensor and a gimbal built in. So, which I love. I love that thing. So, and shout out to Sinfish James. He basically bought that for me for Christmas. I love that thing. It's a great gift. But this one is my daily, you know. So I use the DJI Pocket 3 on videos like the Lincoln Navigator video. That I use that camera exclusively for that. And then I use this for vlogging, but I also use this one for vlogging too. So I use both really. But this is really my go-to for vlogging, and I love the audio quality. I love how the video looks. So yeah, it's all good. I'm really excited for the future. I've been talking to my pastor about it, and he prayed for me that I'll find another job, and I think I will. I think God's really got a plan for me. That guy definitely ran a red light. Where are the cops when you need them? This light, it was beyond red, and he's like, I'm just gonna blow through it. He did not care. But yeah, so I guess, so here's the TPM module. Oh, it fell out of the bag again. It's okay. That's why I put it in a Ziploc bag. And I have a 7th gen i7 processor on my gaming PC. And so before, you had to have at least a 6th gen, and then they went to 8th gen, and now you have to have a minimum of 11th gen for it to run Windows 11. And I'm like, nah. It won't work. I mean, I could probably install Windows 11, by getting around that somehow. But I don't care enough, if that makes sense. PewDiePie made a good point. He recently switched to Linux. Windows 11 is full of bloatware. Windows 10 is full of bloatware. So I'm just like, why go through all that trouble just to probably have a bad experience? So I'm gonna stay on Windows 10. It's not gonna visit anything sketchy on that computer anyway. It's for gaming and streaming only. That's all it does. So it is what it is. I will stick with Windows 10, and when they stop supporting October, we'll rip bozo. Who cares? Now, this is probably going to be the year that I get a new gaming PC. I don't know if I'm gonna build one or just buy one outright and finance it. It's gonna be after I have another job, of course. But I'm tempted to just buy a Corsair 1, the pre-builts. They're like $2,500, but they are well built. The specs are amazing, and they look phenomenal. I love the case. It's like half metal, half wood, or something like that. It's really cool. It reminds me of Fractal Design cases. So, who knows? I'm a snob. I prefer to build mine, but I may just buy a pre-built this time around and just finance it. You know. Especially if I get a job at a dealership and make commission, I wouldn't even need to finance it. I would just pay it off, buy it outright, and then have it shipped to my UPS box. They'll sign for it and hold it for me until I get off work and pick it up. That's probably what's going to end up happening, not going to lie. And that's okay. I'm more than okay with that. So, I should apply at McCarthy. Used cars, gently used new cars. That GMC Denali is beautiful. There's something about silver and gray cars that I just love. Maybe I'm getting older, but I love those colors these days. I would love a GMC Denali. Who knows? Who knows? BRR. Burr. Building says BRR on it. Oh, I hate when people slam on their brakes. Like that guy. Good way to cause a wreck. Oh wait, I have to turn here. Slam on the brake. Cause a domino effect. Oh yeah. Do you want to see what unemployed looks like? Yeah, you heard me right. Looks good, doesn't it? Ribs. Fall off your bone, ribs. Oh. Or fall off the bone, I guess. But yeah. Smothered in sauce. The best. I don't know what else to... Okay, we're just gonna. Here you go, chat. That's a bag of clothes, by the way. It's not okay. I'm working on. I'm moving stuff. Okay, that's not a bag of trash. That's a bag of clothes. All right, real quick. I'm about to go live. That's why I got my headphones on, and yeah, I've got all my lights on. Guys, I'm excited for tomorrow, and I'm obviously gonna mention it in the vlog a ton.
Access driving controls using the touch screen.
I am officially test driving. Hold on. I'm officially test driving the Cybertruck tomorrow at 1 o'clock at Tesla in Kansas City, Missouri. I'm beyond excited. I'm obviously taking this with me. It's going to be a separate video, but I will include some vlog clips of me in the truck. I get the truck by myself for free, by the way. You do have to sign a waiver that if you get in a wreck, they're going to absolutely go to your insurance, and as they should. It's just like renting a car. But knock on wood, I'll be fine. But I get it for an hour, and I get it by myself for an hour. So I'll be in Leawood, the nice, expensive area, and so I figure I will just drive around Holbrook. I know that neighborhood like the back of my hand because I work there when I do computer repair stuff. This has been a good day. I think my unemployment got approved, which is great. But, guys, I get to drive a Cybertruck tomorrow at 1 o'clock. I've never driven a Tesla vehicle. I've sat in one. I have never driven one. I have no idea what this is like. But I'm excited. I'm beyond excited. So I'm about to go live on YouTube and Twitch and Kick, because I multi-stream now, so does David. But this is going to be my very first Tesla I've ever driven, and I told Alfred, I told David, and they're both pumped, excited. So, all right, just let me make that clip. I need to charge this camera because I need this camera. I'm probably gonna take the other one as well, the DJI Pocket 3, and I'll save my phone. So, you're gonna see a lot of Tesla Cybertruck content tomorrow because I'm editing all that tomorrow as well. So, I'm gonna include some shorts and obviously a dedicated video. So, all right. Time to stream. Guys, I'm so excited. I am. I just made my intro for the dedicated Cybertruck video. But obviously I'm gonna make clips for the vlog. Come on. It's like you guys get a backstage pass. You want to call it that. It's not really a stage. And, it's not like exclusive. This is vlogs for everybody to see. But yeah, I'm just excited. I'm passing by. There's a parking lot over here that Tesla rents in Overland Park. And it's full of Cybertrucks and Model 3s and Model Ys. And probably S's too. There's a Cybertruck right over there. So, yeah, they rent that parking space because they have an overflow of cars at the dealership. The dealership is very limited on space. They have a lot of Cybertrucks. They have most of the Cybertrucks there, but they have a few in this overflow lot. But they need, they have to have space for people to park, like me, who's gonna be leaving my Cruz there while I have the Cybertruck. So they rent overflow parking lots, and they do that in all the states in the United States. It's very common. There's a whole thread about it on Reddit. So, and I hope they are, armed with security, because as you all know, there are leftists that like to vandalize Teslas, and that's highly, and I'll go ahead and censor that word, that's what it is. If you vandalize a Tesla because you don't like Elon, you are. Might have to cut that sentence out, or at least heavily edit it. But yeah, so don't vandalize people's property, basically. That's not how you get your point across. It's just not. Anyway, rants aside, I'm excited. We're almost there. This Tesla service center, or the dealership, or whatever you want to call it, is in Kansas City, Missouri. But right across the street because it's on State Line. State Line Road is the left side is Kansas, the right side is Missouri. So Leawood is like across the street. So I'm going to be driving the Cybertruck in Leawood the entire time. Why? Because it's a high-end, rich area, and I will fit right in with the Cybertruck. So we will be doing all the recording and all the test driving in Leawood. But yeah, Dave is excited, Alfred's excited, my mom's excited, my brother's excited, group chat is excited with Colin, David, Mark, Chelsea, Logan, and myself. Ah, man, this is going to be a good day. It really is, and I'm beyond excited. So, and then on Monday, as I mentioned in the dedicated video, on Monday I'm test driving the Rivian R1T. Very excited for that. The Rivian, I think, is more traditional looking, except for the headlights are ugly. But it's very much a Rivian. They wanted something that stood out, I get it. But they look very Fisher-Price. And you'll see what I'm saying when you see that video. Yeah. I think they could have gone with a light bar. I'll probably mention that as well. But it is what it is. There's a Corvette. You can tell I'm getting in the nicer part of town. The cars are getting more and more flashy. So, but today it's all about the Cybertruck. Unless we see a Ferrari, then I'll probably mention that as well, because I love Ferrari. So, alright, I will see you at the dealership, or maybe in the truck, who knows. One thing's for sure, I'm excited, and I'm going to be pretty early. My appointment's at 1 o'clock, it's almost 12:30, and I'm almost there, so I'm 30 minutes early. But I'm excited. Guys, oh, it's so cool. I love the steering wheel, it's so nice. So, yeah, I don't have a mount. I'll just hold the camera as I drive. Carefully, of course. But yeah, there's the back. It smells so nice in here. You've got your hazards up there. This screen does all kinds of stuff. My phone is the key. So, there's the screen. You got the front. You can hit open. It's open, right? So let's, yeah. That's so cool. All right. Oh, I gotta unbuckle because we gotta look at this in real time. All right, and so I think I just tapped this. Yep. Door opens right up, no problem. I'm telling you, this is one of the best videos I'm making in 2025, for real. Also, this Tesla Cybertruck is filthy. They didn't clean it, that's okay. But yeah, here's the front. It's a Cybertruck. It's not very big, but hey, it is what it is. Here's the windshield, washer fluid, reservoir. To close it, you can probably close it with the app, but I'm just gonna close it by doing that. I can't believe I'm driving one of these right now. This is crazy. So, lots of room on the inside. Oh wait, it's this one. There we go. Look at this. Look at all that space. Isn't that something? Here's the screen in the back as well. I love this thing. So, who knows? Maybe someday I can have one. If you need to open the tonneau cover, it lights up. Very cool. Look at that. That's smooth. That is so smooth. And then this does the gate. Oh, this is so cool. Guys, I think this might be my favorite Tesla. I'm not gonna lie. First one I've ever driven, and probably my favorite, not gonna lie. So does this go back up now? No. Okay, so you push it back up. And just eases right back like that. Right back in, and when you're done using the bed, you want to cover it back up, hit down, covers right back down. Now that makes the rearview mirror useless, but that's okay because you have a camera back here anyway, so who cares, right? Oh, it's so cool. Man. So we're not done yet, of course. I'm just getting started. I still have plenty of time left. But what a cool vehicle. I'm in love. I really am. All right, so I'm gonna get back in here. Climb back in. You can adjust the ride height, which is pretty cool. So In fact, let's go high. I don't know if you can tell, but it's definitely gone up. In fact, I'll show you. 17 inches, I believe. Yeah. It's definitely sitting higher. That's crazy. Why does it feel like I'm dreaming? It feels like I'm dreaming, for real. All right. Now it's definitely harder to get back in. I'm going to make the ride height low. Because this is how I would drive it. Would be the low ride height. Okay, I can feel it rocking. Okay. So now when you get out, a lot easier to get. That's weird what inches do. Size matters. That's a joke. Yeah, you can see it's much lower now. So, very nice. Bro, I can't recommend enough. If you got a Tesla service center in your area and you have a good driving record, take this on a demo drive. You get an hour to play with it for free. No questions asked. It's so cool. Brother, there's nothing more depressing than driving a Cybertruck for an hour, right? And falling in love with it, and then coming back to this. And I knew I was going to feel this way. I'm just like, I feel like I'm on the Oregon Trail. Not really, but just like, this is this is a 2014 Chevy Cruz. And it feels like a 2014 Chevy Cruz. My goodness. It, compared to the Cybertruck, it's ancient. Old technology. Yes, it's reliable for the most part. It's just like internal combustion engines and transmission and blah, blah, blah. Just a shift back and forth. Because the thing with Chevy Cruz is they're built cheap because that's what Chevy does. They build a cheap lineup. Think about it. Chevy Celebrity, Cavalier, Cobalt. I feel like I'm missing one. Corsica, Cruz. Their cheap line always starts with a C. They're mocking us. They're like, yeah, we're going to make a cheap car. And we're going to make it start with the letter C, because C stands for cheap. I'm just saying. Every cheap Chevrolet starts with a C. And it's not funny. I mean, it's low-key hilarious if you're an executive at Chevy. But for the common folk, it's not so funny. Anyway, love the Cybertruck. The video is live now, so check it out. Chelsea's watching it currently. She loved the part where I hogged at the protesters. I was like, guys, you ready for the funniest joke ever? Y'all knew I was going to do something with the protesters. I kept mentioning them in the video. I love protesting when it's for something legitimate. Protesting about Elon and Trump's friendship is kind of weird. Protesting about Doge being in your business, I do understand that. I don't like it either. So, but the thing is though, there's like only one or two signs that actually said that. The rest of it was just, I don't like Trump. I don't like Elon signs. Protesting, but even then, protesting at a Tesla dealership over the Department of Government Efficiency. Shouldn't you be protesting in like government buildings? Because Tesla's they just sell cars. Like, I'll talk to the employees inside about the protesters, and they don't quite understand why it's happening at the dealership. When it should be, the protest should be at government buildings, because the government's not going to really notice if you don't protest at a government building. You know what I mean? So, and lighting Teslas on fire is just a good way to get a felony and prison time. So, that I'll never understand. I don't care what you're protesting about when it comes to that, because destroying customers' property, Tesla's property, yeah, no, there's no excuse. I don't care. I don't care if Elon got on the microphone and said the N-word. You know what I mean? You don't burn up a Tesla building or a Tesla vehicle that's not yours. Now, if you want to buy a Tesla and then light it on fire, go ahead. Have at it, I guess. But, yeah, I I don't understand people. I do not. And there's no excuse for it. So, and if you think that I'm some right-wing weirdo, then so be it. But as you can see, clearly not true. I voted for Trump this time around, yes. But in 2020, I voted for Biden. So, and it shouldn't matter who I vote for, to be real with you, because again, I'm not a political channel at all. I vote for my interest. And at the time in 2020, I thought Biden had my interest. He said he was going to get rid of my college debt, and he didn't. So he didn't get my vote again. That's the only reason why he really got my vote. And I also wasn't a fan of, not so much Trump. I wasn't a fan of Trump's MAGA diehard supporters. But now I don't care. I think that all that's kind of sort of calmed down a little bit. And even if it hasn't, I sure haven't noticed. So it is what it is. I wasn't about to vote for Kamala, who was shoved in last second as the primary because Joe Biden is an old man and senile. So, and that's just how it is. You know, that's not fake news. That's just the facts. I mean, the dude would trail off horribly during his speeches towards the end there, which I found hilarious. It was sad, obviously, because that's somebody's grandpa, yes. But also, he's a public figure and a politician. And politicians are all ghouls, all of them. From Hillary to Trump, really. No, they're not people. They're not. I mean, they are, but they're not. They're like soulless. You know, they only care, really, at the end of the day, they only care about themselves. Especially Trump. And especially Clinton. And especially Pelosi. And especially Schumer. And the list goes on and on and on. I miss Obama. I'll be real with you. In my opinion, he was the best president in my lifetime. You know who was a close second? Bush. Loved George W. Bush. The whole 9/11 thing happened. We went to war, and some people hated that war, but hey, it is what it is, right? I did not mind Bush, because even though we were attacked on American soil, I felt safe with Bush as president. I did not feel safe as having Trump as president in 2016. I do feel more safe now because he's already done it once. The second time around has gone way smoother than the first time, in my opinion. And maybe we don't agree, and that's fine. Again, I'm not a political channel, but that's my 2 cents on all of that. And now you know. So, is he a perfect president? Far from it. Was Obama a perfect president? Far from it. Have we ever had a perfect president? Absolutely not. People love George Washington, but they forget he was a slave owner. Like I said, there's no such thing as a perfect president. So, I'm going to make this, yellow light. Okay, cool. So, I didn't even talk about where I'm going, but I'm pulling in Goodwill. Let's do some thrifting. I haven't been in Goodwill in over a year because I have so much stuff in my storage unit. But today I am curious, yes. And this Goodwill has been remodeled. In fact, last time I was at this Goodwill, there was no window here. There was a bunch of boards because somebody ran through it. But they remodeled this Goodwill, so I'm excited to see what's in there. Maybe I'll find something, maybe I won't. Either way, y'all are coming with me. I'm going to stealth vlog like David DeFranco does. Chelsea, you're amazing. Thank you for watching my content. I appreciate it. And I will respond to that soon. All right, let's go inside. All right, hopefully it'll give it copyright. Anyway, this is $2.99. It's just a trailer. But these recently sold for like $40, $70. It's all over the place. So I think I'm just gonna pick up just a trailer for $2. I'm sure somebody will buy that. That's a good find, I think. Yeah, $2.99, not bad. All right, this is like $4, and it's selling for like $20 on eBay plus shipping. That's untested, so if it works, even more. I think we'll get it. Okay, so super hard to vlog in there, and I'll tell you why. First of all, Goodwill. Do you have to have the music so loud? between Celine Dion and by the Young Cannibals, or whatever they're called. Yeah, it was hard to vlog. I'm gonna get hit with copyright, and it is what it is. But there's that, and then there's just people just everywhere. And every time I was looking at anything, people just come around and see what I was looking at. Some dude was looking, he was eyeballing this. I normally don't buy this stuff, but this is a Sony Hi-Fi Stereo VCR player, VHS player, whatever. It's a VCR. It's the Sony SLV N700. Paid $6 for it. And this thing sells without remote for like 70 bucks. Assuming it works. I think for parts, it's still like 30. So highly sought after model. I will make my money back either way. I am going to test it out though. So I just gotta get RCA cables. I'm pretty sure I have some at home. What else did I get? I've had really good success with Starbucks mugs. This one I looked up. First of all, it's $2.25 was what it sold for at Goodwill. I looked this one up. It's going for like $17 and $20 plus shipping. So that should be a pretty easy flip. And like I said, I've had really good luck with Starbucks stuff from Goodwill in the past. Extremely good luck. Anytime I see a Star Wars. Anytime I see a Starbucks mug or tumbler, I almost always buy it because, again, it sells. This I didn't even look up. This is Five Nights at Freddy's, a Chica, I believe. And it says let's eat, and it's obviously Chica in sicko mode. I paid $3.99 for it. These usually go for $15 to $20 because it's Five Nights at Freddy's. That stuff always sells. This is a window cling, so you just stick it to, well, like I just did, the windshield. And Chica now hangs from my windshield until I pull the thing. Okay, that's a pretty good suction cup, not gonna lie. So that's good. But yeah, just hangs. It's a window cling thing. So that's cool. Next up, this is for me. It's just a Lenovo tumbler. I always buy computer company mugs and tumblers. I've got a Microsoft one. I think I have another Lenovo mug as well. I got an Apple mug somewhere. Intel mug. This is Lenovo, and the other side says Insight. So it's during their Insight conference, I'm sure. Assuming that's them, Insight, but it's name brand, so I don't know if it's Lenovo Insight or just Lenovo and a company called Insight. Either way, it said Lenovo on it. $4.25. This is just for me. I just think it's cool. I love stuff like that. I already showed you this in the vlog, in the previous clip. Yeah, I paid $2.99 for it. The doors are kind of bent. It's definitely vintage. It's gotta be from the 80s, I would say. It doesn't say, but it's metal. So if they were to make this these days, it'd be plastic. But this is a metal trailer that goes to an 18-wheeler model. So all I have is just the trailer, and I'll show that in the listing, and I'll show that these doors are slightly bent, so they don't close flush like they once did, I'm sure. But for $3, if I get 20 or 30, no problem, right? So there's that. And then the last thing I got, I already showed you, but I'll show you again, is the iOmega Super DVD DVD RW drive. For some reason, these things hold their value, so that's cool. I don't have a power cable for it. I'm going to look on eBay and Amazon. If I can get it for cheap, I'll buy it and plug it in and try it out. Otherwise, it sells as is for 25-30 bucks. And I paid $5. So total was 30 and some change. I rounded up to 31, which I gotta admit I never used to do until I saw David doing it in his vlogs. I just never thought to round up. So I paid $31 flat instead of 30 math, 30.66, I think. So anyway, I do not math, but yes, take my extra 44 cents Goodwill, use it for Goodwill. Get it? All right, putting all this back in, and I think I'm gonna look for a couple garage sales. Why not? So, I should be getting unemployment here in a couple days. So why not spend a little to make more money on eBay and Marketplace. So, and this is my income for the foreseeable future, so it's only up from here, really. All right, let's see if we can find some garage sales, and if we can, I will try to vlog. I forgot one thing. This guy was also there, and I believe it's a Funko Pop, but he's out of his box. Pretty sure it's Funko. It's Mega Man. Yeah, Funko LLC. So he was $3. I don't think they knew it was a Funko, so I think I'll get a few bucks. Definitely pixelated Mega Man. I almost said Iron Man. But yeah, looks to be in great shape. Just no box, no big deal. So I should be able to flip him for $5-6 plus shipping. So anyway, okay, now on to garage sales potentially. All right, chat. I did stop by a couple garage sales. One was absolute garbage. It was one of those Amazon liquidation clearance garbage. I hate those sales because it's like stuff you can get off Amazon right now, and a lot of it's like cheap Chinese garbage that doesn't, like, there's not a real name brand. Like the name brand could be like QWEZXT. That's not a word. Chinese people don't know that, so they make that their brand and sell on Amazon. I hate those sales. I'm like, I can just go on Amazon and get this probably for the same price or even cheaper. However, the next garage sale I went to was full of baby clothes. This garage sale I just found has half baby clothes, half tools, but in there he also had some old electronics. I found an older Sony. It's in really good condition. A Sony, looks like a home phone. And he said make an offer. I offered him $5, and he said yeah. So he doesn't do Cash App, he doesn't do Venmo, so I'm going to Quick Trip real quick to get $20 out of the ATM from my bank account, and then I'll pay him and give me change, and that'll give me $15 for the next garage sale I go to. So it all works out. So Quick Trip has a UMB ATM I can use, and I'm gonna do just that. I don't have UMB Bank, so I have to pay a $2 fee. But who cares? It's whatever. Plus, I'm thirsty, so I'll get something to drink while I'm here. So, yeah. All right. Oh, it's hot. So I got my money to go buy the stuff at the garage sale. I guess Coke's doing this again. I hate choking while vlogging. This is basically what just happens. I'm gonna cut that out and just redo my joke. Anyway, it's hot outside, and yes, I got my $20 because that's all you can, Actually, that ATM I could have done $10. So I was like, let me get $20 so I can go to at least one more garage sale and see if I can get $15. Let's make that a small challenge. Anyway, where the joke came in. Come on, dude, just take 5 years. Yeah, whatever you do, make sure you go slow in life, I guess. Anyway, we got Coke. I guess Coke is doing this share a Coke with blah, blah, blah. So, who the heck is Mason? And then I said, Mason, what do the numbers mean? Tell us what the numbers mean. Name that video game. I'll give you a hint. It's a mediocre video game these days, with lots of bugs and no fixes, but they have plenty of skins. Also, got me a little lunch. This is brisket mac and cheese, and I'll show you what it looks like. It smells amazing. So yes, there's brisket with barbecue sauce on top of mac and cheese. So I'm going to eat that, and then I'm going to go back to the garage sale. I'm afraid that guy. He said he'd hold my stuff, so I'm not worried about it getting bought by somebody else. Oh, look at that. Oh, brisket mac and cheese from Quick Trip. It is the best. I hope you can hear me. I know I had the air on high, but it's hot. Oh, this is so good. And it's limited time according to Quick Trip, but they need to make it permanent because it's so good. So, Quick Trip's macaroni and cheese is already good. It's always been already good, you know. But when they add their brisket with their barbecue sauce, it's a whole new level of deliciousness, you know. Logan, correct me if I'm wrong, but you liked Quick Trip when you were visiting, right? I'm pretty sure you did. Oh yeah, you did, because we did videos on it. That's right. Never mind. Local man eats sloppy mac and cheese in his car, alone by himself on a Sunday. I need to trim my beard, I noticed, when reviewing the Tesla clips and while editing. I was like, brother, you're looking like Forrest Gump when he's doing that running across the country that he did. He's like, I just started running. But yeah, I was just thinking, as I was pulling up to that third garage sale, I was like, wouldn't it be something if they had RC cables I need for VCR? He had one set. And so, I'm buying a phone. I'm buying the home phone, the Sony home phone, and those RCA cables for $6 total. So, shout out to him. It's a good deal. So, no big deal on all that. And I have a TV it hooks up to. It's at home. It's an old flat panel Toshiba from like 2006. So, yeah, it's got RCA. It doesn't have HDMI in the back, that's how old it is. But it's got RCA and it has composite, so. Or composite, one of the two. Okay, back to the garage sale. And then we'll keep going. And then, yeah, I can't vlog, obviously, because it's people's houses. So I can only show you the aftermath of the garage sale. Can you imagine me just walking up with the camera? All right, chat, so I got some stuff here that, you know, it'd just be like that. That would be crazy. They'd be like, dude, leave. What are you doing? All right, I'll show you what I got when I'm done. All right, so I got $4 and change, plus the 10 I still have, so I have $14 to play with. And there's like, I don't know, I'm probably like 50 blocks away from home. That's 50 chances for garage sales. So, definitely gonna stop by some more. However, I do want to look up what this phone goes for on eBay. Because obviously I'm not buying it to use, I'm buying it to flip. So, it's in relatively good condition. I don't know if the batteries work. They probably don't. But I will plug it in because he's got the power adapter in here, plus the manual. So shout out to this guy. And here's the RCA cables I needed for the VCR. No big deal. So that was easy. It must be a retro Sony tech day, you know. So this is the Sony SPP Sony SPP A973. Please tell me why. I was listening to that song earlier, so it's stuck in my head now. The internet in this neighborhood is not the best. So the service manual alone is going for, that can't be right, $24, really? This thing? That's not it. What is this? What's a service manual? This is just a operating instruction book. Oh, here we go. This phone I paid $5 for, and it is selling for $50. I did good. Yeah, $50 all day long. I'm telling you, and I didn't look any of this up because I wasn't trying to be rude. I'm telling you, chat, I can get it right sometimes. I really can. Yeah, $50, $50, 45, $58, $40, $50. We good. we good, and those are all pre-owned condition. So, I would be surprised if the battery still works. Can I even access it? No. Okay. So there's no battery in this, so I could sell it without the battery. But I'm pretty sure there's a battery within this, but this back cover is not. Nope. Nope. Not coming off. I'm gonna plug it in and let it do its thing when I get home. But even for parts, I could still make more than $5. I did well. Easily did well on that, so that's good. And I'll include the owner's manual, and I wonder why that service manual is $25. I don't have the service manual. I have the Sony limited warranty thing. Printed in Hong Kong. Didn't say what year. I was just curious. Whatever. I did good chat. Alright, so, and if you ever wonder why I say chat, it's a joke. Because I stream a lot on YouTube, Twitch, and Kick. I multi-stream on all three. Been doing it for a month. And that's how it's going to be for the foreseeable future. Because I pay Streamlabs $27 a month for Streamlabs Desktop Pro or Elite or whatever they call it. Prime. And that includes multi-streaming, which is amazing. I don't have to use Restream or any of that junk. If there is one piece of software that I like, it's Streamlabs Desktop. It's seamless with everything it does. Seamless multi-stream options with seamless alerts, and it's just great. And themes and all that. I got way off base, way off track. Anyway, that's why I call you guys chat. Jokingly, that's what it means. If I say, "What up, chat?" It's as if I'm streaming, even though I'm not streaming, I'm vlogging. Now you know the joke, okay? Now you can laugh along with the rest of us, all right? All right, we are headed east to another garage sale, and I'll see you at the next stop. Supposedly, there's an estate sale in these townhomes. Where? Oh, wait. There's another sign. Okay, I didn't go far enough. Okay, hold on. Maybe I find. Hold on. Okay. Garage sale. Pointing that way. Down a sketchy alley. Don't mind if I do. What's over? Oh, we're actually doing it out of a literal garage sale. Or a literal garage. Yeah, that's where the name comes from, right? Alright, let's have a look. I'm wearing a different hat. Why is that? Because it was $5. Brand new John Deere hat. She had like 12 different designs, and I felt like this was the best design. So, fun fact, when I worked at Garmin, across the street was John Deere's, like a call center or something like that. I don't know, some division of John Deere. So, yeah, that's by far the most unique garage sale I've been to today, and that's because these people are in townhomes, so they are literally selling out of their garages, which is pretty cool. And that's where we get the name garage sale when you think about it. So, of course, some people say yard sale, you know. Question for you guys who live elsewhere besides the United States: what do you call them where you're from? Yard sale? Garage sale? Garden sale? If you're in the UK, I don't know. Okay. I need to clean my car out. I might do that tonight. Well, on to the next one. Now, I bought for me. I'm obviously not going to sell this as I'm wearing it. So, hopefully, I find stuff to flip. Like I've been doing. We'll see. I picked up a stereo system for $15. I didn't even look it up because $15 and it looks brand new. It's a Philips Sony. It's a Philips stereo system. He wanted me to make an offer. I was like, oh, you tell me what you think it's worth. He said 20. I said, how about 15? He's like, let's get it. I said, sweet. So he had Venmo. I didn't have to go get cash again. So that's great. But nice guy. I will say though, I don't think he has any friends. I could be wrong. Maybe he's really friendly, but he loved to talk. And he saw my Second Amendment sticker on my car because, I support gun rights and Second Amendment, all that stuff. And gun control. Don't get it twisted. And he was wanting to talk about guns. I'm like, all right, dude, it's hot out here. Not gonna lie. Nice guy, though. So, and he helped me carry it to the car. So, shout out to you, fellow neighbor, who I don't live very far from. I'm in my neighborhood almost. I'm really close to it. So, but because I use Venmo, I still have money in my pocket. So I gotta go somewhere else. I don't have to, but I want to. But that's the fun of it. It's not even 2 o'clock yet. And I'm vlogging my progress, and I hope you're enjoying my updates, even though I can't vlog at the actual garage sales. So, but it is eBay day, so when I get home, I'm gonna check on Grandpa real quick, and then I'll be in the basement with the cat listing stuff on eBay. So, Gookie. He's probably thinking, where's my owner at? That's probably what he's thinking. We home soon, cat. You're fine. You got food and water. Oh, and a whole house, by the way. So there's that. Okay. All right. All right, let's buckle up for safety, of course. And I don't know how much I'm going to be able to show on the camera because it looks like it's pointed up. Let me adjust the camera slightly to where it's more down. Huh. Yeah, you can kind of see. I don't know. This might be pointless to use. All right, car is ready, so we're gonna go in reverse so I can back out of here. It is, of course, very quiet. It's got region braking just like the Cybertruck, and it's just as responsive, and you can actually make it more or less responsive if you want to, which is pretty cool. So, yeah, I don't know if I'm able to use this switch or not, just because of the angle of my chest versus the angle of like all this in the front. I don't know if this might just be completely useless. In fact, it looks like it is already. So this may just be what it is, and I may just use my phone. But yeah, so I have to be back at 2:45. It's already 2:20. That's not very long. All right. Very quiet ride. It's got 2 screens, which I'll show you here in a second. Very smooth ride. You can change the ride height, just like in the Cybertruck. It's got a panoramic roof. Yeah, panoramic roof. I cannot talk. So not bad. It's got an actual rearview mirror. And that's all it has. There's no digital one because it doesn't need it. It's not like the Cybertruck where the Cybertruck, blocks the rear view mirror when the tonneau cover is out. So yeah, the regen braking is very nice. So there's a Rivian right here. This guy might be test driving one too. At a service vehicle, so he just works there. Okay. So I will say, with the Rivian, you kind of blend more in with regular traffic than you do the Cybertruck. And these, I believe, start at $70,000. So for $10,000 more, you could have a Cybertruck and stick out like a sore thumb. So for $10,000 more, you could have a Cybertruck and stick out like. So for $10,000 more, you could have a Cybertruck and stick out like a sore thumb. So keep that in mind as well. But yeah, the Rivian, it's very premium, very nice. The interior is beautiful. It does have FSD, full self-driving. I'm not going to use it just because these vehicles are not mine. You know what I mean? And I'm not trying to pay for an accident if one were to happen. So